At 82, I've learned so much about life. But there's one decision I regret more than any other: moving into a nursing home. At the time, it felt like the right choice. My family encouraged it, promising I'd have all the care and comfort I needed. I trusted them, but the reality? It was nothing like what I imagined. Maybe you're watching this because you're thinking about that choice, for yourself or someone you love. Maybe you believe it's the safest option, or you've been told it'll make life easier. But before you take that step, there are 6 truths I wish someone had shared with me. Because living in a nursing home isn't just about convenience, it changes everything. And once you're in, getting out isn't as simple as you think. Stay with me until the end. Some of these lessons might surprise you. And if you know someone considering a nursing home, this video might be the wake-up call they need before making such a life-changing decision. Losing my independence. The biggest shock wasn't the small room, the set meal times, or even the unfamiliar faces. It was losing control over my own life. At home, I had routines. I decided when to wake up, when to eat, how to spend my day. I could take a walk anytime, cook my own meals, or just sit quietly in my favorite chair with a book. But in the nursing home, my time was no longer mine. Everything ran on someone else's schedule. Breakfast at a fixed time, even if I wasn't hungry. Lights out when they said whether I was ready or not. Want to go for a walk? You might need permission. You'll probably wait for someone to assist you. Simple decisions, what to eat, what to wear, felt like privileges, not rights. One night I lay in bed, reached for the book I loved at home, and looked around. This wasn't my home anymore. My favorite chair, my books, the little comforts I'd collected over the years, all gone. In their place were sterile walls and a bed I never chose. It hit me hard. I was no longer in charge. The hardest truth? Once you give up your independence, getting it back is nearly impossible. You adapt because you must. You stop arguing about dinner. You stop asking to take walks on your own. You learn to fit in. But in the process, you lose a piece of yourself. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the little freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you ever thought possible. Feeling forgotten. One of the hardest truths? The world outside keeps moving without you. When I first arrived, my family promised to visit often. At first, they did. My daughter came once a week. My grandchildren visited on weekends. For a while, it felt like I still belonged. But as months passed, visits slowed. Calls replaced visits. School, work, busy lives got in the way. Holidays were the hardest. Everyone promised to come, but plans changed at the last minute. Suddenly, I found myself sitting alone in the common room, watching others stare at the door, hoping someone would remember them today. It wasn't that my family stopped loving me. Life just got busy. And when you're not around every day, it's easy for people to assume you're fine, adjusting, and don't need much attention. But the truth is, the longer you stay, the easier it is to be forgotten. I remember one evening holding my phone, debating whether to call my son. I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want to remind him I was here, waiting for a visit that might never come. So I put the phone down. And that's when it hit me. This was my life now, waiting, hoping, watching. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready for the loneliness? Because no matter how much your family loves you, once you're out of sight, it's easier than you think to be out of mind. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. losing my sense of purpose. I thought moving was just about changing my address. I didn't realize I was changing my why. At home, I had responsibilities, hobbies, routines, even small things. Watering plants, making my coffee, tidying my space, gave me purpose. But in the nursing home, those rituals vanished. Meals were made, cleaning done for me. The plants, not mine anymore. At first I told myself, finally some rest. No chores, no worries. But after weeks, the days stretched long and empty. I saw it in others, too. Once energetic people, now staring blankly, waiting for time to pass. There was George, 84, a lifelong carpenter. At home, he fixed things, built projects. Here, no tools, no workshop, just empty hands resting in his lap. "I feel useless," he told me once, and I knew exactly how he felt. Without something to care for, to work towards, life loses meaning. The mind slows, the body follows. You become just another resident, in a place where time moves, but nothing really changes. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, what gives your life meaning? Because here, finding purpose isn't about filling time. It's a fight to hold on to what makes you feel alive. Regret 4. Declining health faster than expected. Before the nursing home, I was doing well. Not running marathons, but I could cook, walk, care for myself. I had routines that kept me moving. Once I moved in, things changed. Meals were brought to me. Help was always a button away. I thought I was taking it easy, but what I didn't realize was how quickly my body weakened. Less movement meant weaker legs. Sitting became easier than standing. Getting up felt like a chore. Muscles I worked hard to keep disappeared faster than I expected. It wasn't just me. Others went from walking on their own to relying on wheelchairs. Independence slipped away bit by bit. I remember Alice, 81, lively and determined to keep walking. But months later, she used a walker, then a wheelchair. "I don't know when it happened," she said, "but I feel like I aged 10 years in just a few months." When you stop using your body, you lose it. And nursing homes, designed to make life easier, can unintentionally speed that loss. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, will you have the motivation to keep moving when everything around you makes it so easy to slow down? If you're still here, drop a 4 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to keep up with these important stories. Regret 5. Losing privacy and dignity. One thing I didn't expect: how much privacy I'd lose. At home, I had my own space, my bedroom, my sanctuary. I could close the door, sleep in silence, live on my terms. In a nursing home, privacy is a luxury. From the moment I arrived, I felt watched. Staff came in and out, scheduled checks, shared spaces where solitude was rare. Simple acts, dressing, using the bathroom, often required help. I knew they were just doing their jobs, but accepting help for things I'd done all my life was humbling and hard. I struggled the first week, realizing I had to ask permission for things I once did without a second thought. Want a shower? Wait until someone's free. Need the restroom? Press the call button and wait. Meal choices were limited. Don't like the menu? Tough luck. Roommates were another challenge. Not everyone gets a private room. I was lucky to have a kind one, but others weren't so fortunate. Loud, messy, or confused roommates made peace and sleep nearly impossible. No matter how much you try, the room never feels like yours. Losing dignity is subtle but profound. When people knock but don't always wait, when you're talked to like a patient instead of a person, when your day is dictated by a schedule you didn't choose, it changes you. You start feeling less like yourself, more like just a name on a list. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up your privacy and control? Because once it's gone, it's nearly impossible to get back. 6. Leaving is harder than you think. When I moved in, I told myself, this is temporary. I'd try it, see how it goes, and leave if I wanted. But leaving? It's not that simple. At first, I thought I could just go back home, but home wasn't the same. It sat empty. Managing it from afar was tough. My kids started selling things, even thinking about renting it out. When I brought up moving back, they hesitated. Are you sure you can manage alone? Isn't it safer to stay? And physically, I wasn't the same. Months of not cooking, cleaning, or walking had weakened me. The independence I had was slipping away. Fear held me back. Others shared the same story, wanting to leave but finding it impossible. The longer you stay, the harder it gets to adjust outside. Some lose the option entirely. Home is sold, support fades, and they become permanent residents. One woman told me, it's like quicksand, easy to step in, almost impossible to get out. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you prepared for what it means long-term? Because once you're in, going back isn't as easy as it sounds. Final words, don't share these regrets to scare you. I share them because I wish someone had told me before I made the decision. A nursing home can offer safety, structure, and care, but it also takes things you might not realize you'll miss until they're gone. If you're still healthy, still independent, treasure it. Fight to keep it. And if you do decide to move, do it with eyes wide open. Ask questions. Visit often. Be honest with yourself. And most importantly, don't wait until it's too late to make the choice for you. Please, if this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you've lived this experience, share your story in the comments. Someone out there might be facing the same decision. We all age. We all slow down, but we don't have to give up who we are to do it. Take care, and thank you for listening.